Today we are making date night pasta. It's loaded with vegetables, has intense flavor, and is still light. If you're looking for a perfect date night meal that is sure to impress that special someone in your life, or even yourself, stay tuned. Welcome to Panda's Kitchen. Let's get started. Let's start off by prepping our vegetables. The base of our flavor is a mirepoix, which is a combination of carrot, celery, and onion. All three of these will be diced relatively small. With one medium carrot sliced into rounds, fan them out, and then cut into strips. Then dice from there. I usually really don't like dicing carrots, but found that this method makes it a bit more enjoyable. Also, feel free to peel the carrot if you want to, but I usually don't. And we're looking for pieces about this big. Put that in a big bowl, and this is where we'll put the rest of our veggies. Then we'll dice 2 stalks of celery. Just cut off the ends, cut into thin strips, bunch them up together, and dice away. Put that into the bowl as well. Next, we'll dice our 1 onion. Just cut off the end and then in half. Peel off the skin and then start making cuts that follow the natural line of the onion, making sure to leave some room at the end to keep everything intact. Then you dice from there. I find by doing it this way, you can still get a nice dice without having to worry about that pesky parallel cut. Then let's slice up 4 cloves of garlic. I prefer sliced garlic for my pasta, but feel free to mince or crush these as well. I just feel like I can get the garlic flavor into the pasta without being overwhelmingly garlicky when I use sliced garlic. Cut off the bottom ends of the garlic, and when doing sliced garlic, you can cut them in half to help remove the skin, otherwise they can just pop out naturally. Then cut into thin slices from here. The thinner, the better. Put the garlic into a saute pan. And speaking of the saute pan, I'm using a stainless steel one. I like using stainless steel specifically as it helps develop a fond, which you'll see in a bit. And a saute pan or anything with high walls is good to help simmer down the sauce without making a giant mess. Okay, the last thing we need to prep are the tomatoes. I highly recommend using San Marzano tomatoes. Yes, they are a bit more expensive than pre-made tomato sauce, but I 100% guarantee you it's worth the cost and effort. Over a large cup or bowl, place your food mill over it and dump 1 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes into the food mill. You can use a blender if you want, but I find that a food mill works best to get rid of the skins. And we're going to crank this and puree the tomatoes, making sure to reverse the rotation every once in a while and resetting to help catch any troublesome tomato. And then use a wooden spoon to scrape off all the bits that get stuck in the bottom, and you should end up with this. And I promise you, all this effort will be worth it in the end. Okay, let's get cooking. Put that saute pan on the stove top and add about 2 sprigs of fresh basil to it. Then add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil all over the garlic and basil and turn up the heat to medium. And about 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flake if you want to add a tiny bit of heat. We'll slowly let this come up to temperature to get the flavors infused with the oil. And as soon as the garlic begins to toast a little, add in your vegetables, stir everything up, and let this sit for about 5 minutes or until all the moisture has cooked out from the vegetables. And the fond will start to form. Fond is the stuff that sticks to the pan after browning vegetables. It's essentially super flavorful and really good stuff. And to bring that flavor back into the dish, we will add 1/4 cup of white wine. And you will then scrape up all the fond with your spoon and it'll come right off. This process is called deglazing, and it's honestly a cheat code in cooking. Let the wine fully evaporate before adding a bouillon cube. I have this not beef vegan bouillon cube that mimics beef bouillon, and it brings a lot to this dish. Mix that in until well combined. Then we'll pour in our tomatoes, 2 bay leaves, and my secret weapon, 1 cinnamon stick. I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually an awesome technique I learned from my friend Adam, and it just brings this amazing aroma to the dish that just lifts it to another level. I promise that this is the X factor of this dish. Do not skip this. Partially cover with the lid, drop to the lowest heat possible, and let simmer for 1 hour. And you'll notice I haven't salted it yet, and that's on purpose. The sauce will get saltier as it reduces, so we'll hold off on salting until later. Now, if your kitchen hasn't already smelled amazing yet, it's going to while this sauce simmers away. And it's only going to make that pasta taste that much better. Okay, let's talk pasta. You can honestly use whatever you want. Just make sure you have 1 pound worth. Begin boiling your water halfway into the cooking time of the sauce. Once it's boiling, salt the water heavily. Try to think as salty as the ocean. It's important to season the water because this is the only time the pasta itself will get seasoned and does make a big difference. Drop the pasta in about 10 minutes before your hour is up, or however long your pasta takes to cook. And since we're going to cook the last minute of the pasta in the sauce, cook 1 minute less than the package directions, and in my case, that's 8 minutes. While the pasta is cooking, I like to add a ladle of pasta water to the sauce to thin it out a bit. You may need to add more or less water depending on how much the sauce has reduced. Once the pasta is done, transfer it directly into the sauce and stir everything well to combine. Increase the heat up to medium and cook the last minute of the pasta, adding more pasta water as necessary. Give it a taste for doneness and seasoning and adjust with salt. Plate up your beautiful pasta by grabbing a good amount with your tongs, angle them downwards towards the plate and slowly rotate the plate with your other hand while lowering the pasta, and it'll create this beautiful nest. Place more of the veggies on top and garnish with a basil leaf. And then you have my favorite date night meal on this planet. This smells so good. Let's give it a taste.
I love this pasta so much.
Forget about it. It's so good.
So good.
It's like a very savory yet light dish. It's just packed with flavor and a lot of vegetables in it, and it's not that hard to make. It just takes some time. And it's actually the very first meal I made Tony when we first started dating. And I think it worked.
Only because of the pasta.
Yeah, give this a shot for a date night or for any night. Thank you so much for watching. This marks 1 year of Panda's Kitchen, 52 straight episodes. And so I just want to say thank you for all the support that I've gotten over the past year of Panda's Kitchen, and I'm excited for many years to come. With that being said, I do think I deserve a break. No episode next week, but I will come back strong in year 2, so please let me know what you want to see next. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah!